So, what I'm going to be speaking about today is actually a request from a client of mine, and it's actually something that I hear a lot when it comes to people's problems when it comes to their twin flame journey. Shout out to the Divine Feminine because this is something that I see being questioned a lot. So, what is the question? And that is, how do I know I can reach out to my divine masculine? How do I know when it's okay? And the answer is not just like, oh, you do this or that. It is actually about stepping into a way of life. Like it's stepping into your divine feminine. Let me explain. So the divine feminine, it doesn't have to be a she, it's just the energy moves from their feeling space. So I always say to a client, well, if it feels good and like you can honestly say this to yourself, you don't have an attachment on whether it will be received and replied to, and it was just something that like you really needed to communicate, and it doesn't matter if they even acknowledge you, it's just the fact that like you needed to express yourself. That's your first sign that it is definitely aligned to message your divine masculine. However, there is a little bit of a not a tweak, but there's an art to learning how to really be in your divine feminine energy. And so you could be like, oh yeah, no, it feels right, like this is what I need to do. So that's where you really step into your body. And one thing that I can say, like as a tip for you, when I am not in my divine feminine energy, I will feel like a tightness in my chest, and it almost feels like a heavy weight on my shoulders because anxiety is speaking to me, and I'm actually like thinking with my thoughts instead of like feeling and using my intuition. The divine feminine really is designed to move through her feelings and her intuition, and your intuition and her feelings are directly connected. So the rule of thumb is to really go by how something feels. And whenever I do reach out to my twin flame, and I really make sure that it's because I'm really wanting to connect and communicate something. And when you're truly wanting to connect and communicate something, you don't really care like how it is received or how someone is going to react, because you're really so in your power and in your truth that it like it's just how you feel, or it's just like it is what it is. But no worries if like this is something that takes practice. Your union is unbreakable, and it's a really safe space to learn and grow. There's been many times that I thought that I was texting my twin flame or calling my twin flame, or just communicating from a space of like not trying to get something or having like some kind of attachment or ego going on, and then realize later, oh, you know what, like I was actually maybe feeling this, or I was actually looking for this. And twin flames are like a new blueprint of how to have a healthy relationship. And to have a healthy relationship, that like all the love that you need is actually within inside you, and you don't need to get it outside of yourself. Also, a really groundbreaking fact that I think is really important to remind you guys of is that your twin flame, more than anything, will react to your energy because you are connected. You're energetically connected. So it doesn't really matter what you're saying, it's the intention behind it. But this is kind of like a process and a way that I help my clients learn the actual dance, the dynamic of how to navigate your twin flame connection. But, sometimes like we're not really aware of our energy or how we're feeling. So that's why I say, hey, like, feel into your feelings. How does it feel? Would you care? Like, would it upset you if they ignored you? Would it upset you if they said something, you didn't want to hear? So, yeah, that is how you know that it is aligned.